What's up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Perception, the podcast where we embark on a journey of discovery, curiosity, and enlightenment. I'm your host, Ryan, back with David, and today we're just going to ramble.
Oh, that shit was so cringe, man.
When I thought of it, it was kind of, cringe.
That sounds like some stuff you'd see like that you would hear in a sci-fi movie. That sounds like something you'd hear out of Star Trek.
I'm a
Embark
geek,
on a
man.
journey.
I'm a geek, man.
I love Star Trek. I'm a geek too.
Star Wars is better, bro.
Okay, we're not getting into that conversation. But yeah, what's up, man? Sorry if I sound stuffy or somewhat sick. I have been sick, so didn't really want to do the podcast today, but I said screw it. It's whatever. It's just my voice. Not a big deal.
He's battling through, fellas.
Yeah, I'll get back into why I'll get into why I'm sick or why I've been feeling sick. It's kind of two things, but we'll get into that a little later in the episode.
Dude, he got some cooties.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, nah.
It's mono.
But I've never understood what mono is.
It's like the kissing thing.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's like actual cooties, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. All right, well, yeah, we can go ahead and start jumping into our topics here. I think first off, you had we'll just say you have a story, right?
Yeah, so on the last podcast, I think it was the last one that we uploaded. I think I talked about having a second job interview, going to a third or something like that, being like a stock shelfer at a grocery store. So I went to that, and it was as awkward as the first two. I don't know about you, but I hate going into job interviews. Like, it's the worst thing ever.
Wait, why was it awkward?
I just I'm always so nervous, so it just makes things awkward for me. If that makes sense.
Were the interviews awkward, or was it just like awkward in general? Or
So I guess he's like the manager. Yeah, it's a grocery store, so he's a manager. He's like a super old guy.
Is he the assistant to the regional manager?
Yeah, the assistant to the regional. He has like a crooked left eye, so it just like not anything towards him. I was just, you know what I mean? Like, it
What do
was
you mean
one of
crooked, like
those.
a lazy eye?
Yeah, lazy eye. That's the word. So it was like one of those, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that kept throwing me off, and the whole time I was like, I don't want to stare in your eyes because it makes me feel awkward.
Yeah, and it's like you don't want to look at the lazy eye because then you feel like you're like insulting him by looking at the lazy eye.
Yeah. So then you just feel bad. But he basically, I'm pretty sure I got the job because he said I could start in like 2 weeks when school starts.
Did they ask like general interview questions?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, I already got through that with the first two, but it was more
Okay.
so. Today was more so like a run through of what I would actually be doing, which isn't much. It's just I will just walk the halls and look for stuff that needs to be stocked.
Oh yeah, if it's like them telling you like what you'd be doing, then yeah, you got the job, 100%.
Yeah, but
Because that happened to me in my old job when I was working at Staples, like after high school. I showed up to the interview. It was like my first interview, and the dude's like, "Yeah, so what you'll be doing is this, and this, and that." I'm like, "Oh, so I got the job." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
gotcha. I think they're just waiting on like the college kids to go back.
Uh-huh.
Since they know I'm staying for my semester online, I think they're just waiting on that to have open spots.
Gotcha. Were you pretty good at answering your uh typical interview questions?
So it's funny you say that. Initially, I always hate those because I always think that they're dumb. Because it's like
Uh-huh.
when you describe yourself, what's the best 3 words you can say and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
hate those. I think I did okay.
Yeah, like I said, that first interview I had for my Staples job, it was basically them offering me the job already. Second job interview I ever had, it was more like an actual interview. So I count that as the only interview I've ever had, and they asked those like typical like interview questions, and I
Mhm.
absolutely like did terrible with mine. Like
Really?
who's one person you look up to and why? I was like my dad. They were like why? I was like I don't know because he's my dad. So yeah, just I remember that question vividly.
Yeah. I would say they asked me if I would feel awkward stopping like a thief or something, and it kind of like starstruck me.
Wait, they asked you that?
Yeah. I was like, I said, well, if you guys need my help, I could help, but I don't. I didn't really know what to say.
Well, I think you're not supposed to do anything
Oh, really?
because I think it's they don't want you to get hurt because if you get hurt, I think it affects like the insurance or something like that.
Well, shit.
I
I
think
would
it's
let the robber kick me in the face and cash a check in.
well, I don't think you're cashing the check in. It's more like the in like the company is losing money or something like
Uh,
that. Or like
well,
their premium is going up.
wouldn't they already be losing money if they were getting robbed?
Yeah, but it's like a difference. It's, I think I mentioned before. It's kind of like insurance is different. So basically, like if they steal like a few $100,000, that's okay. But like an insurance hit would be worse because it'll affect them in the long term.
Gotcha. Weird. I just thought that was a really weird question to get asked. I won't lie.
Yeah, maybe they want to see if you're like a ride or die, like you put your life on the line for the company.
I'm a hard ass. I just go chase the guy down the grocery store for the
Y-
tomato soup bag or something.
Yeah, take his gun away and shoot him. We'll pop him once in the dome.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. But that one caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's yeah, like I said, that's a very random question. I'm glad they
Yeah,
never. I've never been asked that one. I'd be like, I don't fucking know,
because it was
motherfucker.
yeah, because it was like, what are the three qualities you could describe yourself as? And then the question after that was that one. I was like, whoa, like where did this come from?
Yeah, that's such a random
Like
question.
I just thought of like time management and how I'm accountable and stuff, and then they just get past that.
Yeah, it's like they ask you, they're like, "What would you do if somebody's robbing the store?" And you're like, "I don't know." And then that's when they like pull out a ski mask and like pull guns to you and like, "Yeah, we're robbing the store."
And you're like, oh shit, like I'm not
Yeah,
working
well,
yet.
motherfucker, I can't do nothing anyways.
You can have like the $20 in my bank account.
Yeah. Uh, how was your like job application for it?
I thought it was pretty smooth. So I mean, everything's pretty smooth on Indeed now, I guess, because you know you make your account on Indeed and you already
Uh
have your
huh.
application. So you just click like submit, and it sends it to them, and you just wait.
Yeah, I did. I've sent one of my I sent my resume once,
Hmm.
and I got like I sent it I think two. One took a little longer to get to like rejected or denied or whatever, and then my other one was like to an actual like a nice company, and it got shut down like instantly. Like I woke up the next day and they were like, "Yeah, you're not a fit." I was like, "Damn."
At least you got a response, because I will say a lot of the jobs I've been applying to, they just like won't say anything. Like I
No,
don't hear
yeah,
back
yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Yeah, that has happened to me before in the past where I just don't hear anything back. I applied for like an internship at NASCAR like
Oh.
way earlier in the year, and they didn't like respond to me until like 4 months later. They're like, "Yeah, NASCAR season's over, so yeah, we don't need you." I'm like, "Yeah, I could tell."
That's
So,
so annoying. I hate the places that are like urgently hiring and you put an application and you just never hear back.
yeah, they really aren't urgently hiring, man.
Yeah, clearly not.
Sorry, one sec. I am currently am gambling, so I need to check something real quick.
Oh, good.
But
How was good?
wait, no, you go ahead.
I was about to ask, like, how was your work week?
Oh, great segue. Because I was about to say the same thing, jumping in my work week. Wait a minute.
Wait, so I know your job site's a lot closer to mine. When it was raining
Oh,
all day, or your job site's a lot closer to me. I mean, when it was raining like all day, Tuesday and Wednesday, did you even have to go to work?
sorry. I'm gonna answer that question. I'm gonna need you to repeat it because I've told you before I can't really multitask. But okay. Ask me that again.
So I was saying like I know your job site's a lot closer to where I am now.
Hmm.
When it was raining all day Tuesday and Wednesday, like you guys just like not have to do shit.
Okay, so that was actually one of the things I wanted to get into. So I last day I worked was Thursday, and that's when it was raining. I don't know if it
Hmm.
would rain the whole week or whatever, but I think that's kind of part of the reason I'm sick. But basically, we're working outside, but inside, if that makes sense. So the building we're working in, they're putting up like walls on the sides currently,
Oh, but no
but we
roof.
have like a roof basically. So
Hmm.
we have a roof, and like one third or maybe one fourth of the building has walls. So some of the building gets like rain, some of it gets wind, some of it's hot as fuck. But Thursday when it was raining, it was actually pouring, and it
Dude,
was
it was
so
bad.
windy and it was so cold. So
Yeah.
I was dying, freezing with like a short sleeve shirt, and we were basically like in certain areas it was just raining on you, so you basically were working in the rain.
Hmm.
So that's
I was
basically how it was for me, just working in the rain.
yeah. I know it was probably still hot as hell, but I will say Wednesday probably felt not as bad for you.
This whole week was actually pretty nice because
It was super cloudy
yeah, it
every
was
day.
cloudy and it was like like mid 80s, high 80s maybe.
Yeah.
I think the highest was like maybe like an 89 or something.
And we kind of had like a breeze some days. It was kind of
Oh
nice.
yeah, the breeze was amazing, immaculate.
Like I think Wednesday it was like 78 degrees outside, and it felt incredible.
Yeah, it felt great. Like I love the weather, especially when it's like working outside in the summer. It's just the wind is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
like I've been like what I've been doing like recently, like this week, I wasn't really doing anything. So I wasn't really getting too hot or anything. So it wasn't like a big deal to me. Like regardless. Sorry, I'm. This is one of those where I have a converse point and I don't know where I'm going. I'm gonna just stop there, man.
Something about the wind feeling good, but yeah.
Yeah,
I will say,
I lost my train of thought there.
since moving out of the apartment, which was a lot closer to the beach, I miss the constant breeze that we had out there. Like, I felt like
Breeze like on the balcony.
just anywhere. Like, I felt like we always had wind blowing, and I don't
Yeah.
feel that here at all. And the
Sorry,
weather sucks.
I'm trying to think. I feel like you're right. I feel like I never felt wind in Salisbury that I've been
Yeah,
there.
no, there's no wind here, bro. It's just depressing.
Yeah, that's so random. I feel like I'm thinking back on like every time that I've been there. I feel like I've never once felt
Yeah.
wind there, which makes no sense.
The only time we get wind is when it's storming, but at that point, you don't even want to be outside.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never felt wind there. That's weird.
It just doesn't exist here, I guess.
Yeah, but going back to my work, I actually met someone there who was an intern and goes to App State.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so he's just like I talked to him. And I was like, "Hey, man, what's up?" Because he looks like when you're in construction, you can kind of tell who's like been there for a while and who's young and stuff like that. And he looked like a young guy.
Mhm.
And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, man, where do you go to school?" And he told me I was like, "App State." You know how App State's like known for like weed smokers, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I guess he's laying off of it for the drug test.
So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna ask him," because a lot of people do smoke weed or whatever. So I was like, "Do you smoke weed?" I was like, "Do you smoke?" And he looked at me with like a straight face. He was like, "Cigarettes?" I was like, "Nah, man, like weed." And I don't know if you've ever been around like smokers like potheads, but you can tell when you are talking to like a smoker, right?
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah.
always like giggly or have like a funny laugh or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm like his laugh was straight up like that was his laugh.
Yeah,
When
the
I asked him, I
pothead
was like, "Do
laugh.
you smoke weed?" He was like, nah, I used to though." I was like, "This motherfucker still smokes weed for
Dude,
sure."
that's like the SpongeBob laugh.
Yeah, I was like, "Do you smoke weed?" He was like, "Nah, I used to though." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just asking because I've heard a lot of people at App State smoke weed." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you be smelling it around there sometimes." And I was like,
Dude,
"Okay, man, cut the
every
act."
he was probably high on the job.
I swear to God, man.
Everybody at App smokes apparently.
Yeah, so, like, that's one reason I asked him. But it was kinda nice meeting someone else there who's kinda, like, just there for the summer. He said he was
Yeah.
doing construction management, so that'll eventually be, like, his full-time job.
Oh, that's kinda cool. Like, he's working ground up, kinda.
Yeah, like, he was just an intern. It was kinda nice, like, Thursday was his last day working as an intern, so he's going back to school.
Yeah, because that's coming up soon.
Mhm.
Dude, are you excited for school?
Somewhat.
Really? Ugh.
I'm ready to get it over with, basically.
Yeah. I know this is one of my last semesters, so, like, I'm kinda happy about that, but at the same time, I'm just like, "Fuck," like, another semester?
Yeah, I agree. I kind of was at the point where like freshman, sophomore, junior year, I guess. I was more like, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready to like be starting with my career, or whatever. Then once I got to
Mhm.
senior year and I was kind of finishing up, and now that I'm kind of like on my fifth year, or whatever, I was kind of like, dang, I kind of don't want this to end anymore. Kind of wish would last a little longer. But now that like I'm gonna be in like potentially my last semester, I'm kind of like, okay, now I'm actually ready for this to be over. I'm ready to have my own job and make my own money.
Yeah, dude, I'm so sick of school. Just so ready to
Yeah,
be
I'm
done.
tired of it too, but like I know your summer class was pretty hard, but my summer class was pretty easy because I had like total of maybe 3 or 4 assignments, and they were all just easy.
Yeah. That's actually kind of a reason I'm not excited for this semester.
Oh yeah,
Because
because your classes are gonna be insanely hard.
yeah, my one summer class was, like, like, pre-calc kinda, but not
Uh
really. I
huh.
forget, like, what exactly it is. But and I thought that was hard as shit because 'cause I'm bad at math, but the semester coming up, I got, like, stats or biostats and then calc. I'm just terrified, honestly. I'm just in my own head.
How many classes are you taking?
I think I'm taking 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking 5. Nutrition's kind of like gonna be easy though, and
Oh
I
yeah,
think dynamic
that's
Earth
just
is
gonna
gonna
be
be easy.
slight.
Yeah, and the
It's like dynamic what?
dynamic Earth is like
I think that's the one
geology.
I'll put you on, you fucker.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Oh, is that the one we have? Okay, so before this, you're talking about how you dropped that one. But I think this
Yeah.
is the one might have together.
Oh, is it online for you?
Yes,
Okay, then yeah, this is the one we have together.
I think. I don't want to be. I don't want to say for a fact it is.
What's funny is I thought I was gonna end up having to drop this one too, because the class I dropped turns out there was no point in me taking it. Like it wouldn't have even counted as an elective for my
Uh huh.
class. This one counts as like a bio elective, so it's
I got you.
helpful for me.
Yeah, I'll be finishing with more credits than I need to graduate based on my schedule
Yeah,
because
same.
I'm taking 6 classes. But one of the classes I'm taking is a 1 credit class, so it's kind of like not necessarily important.
Yeah, I need like 120 credits to graduate, and I'm at like 115 now.
Why the fuck are you taking 5 classes then?
Well, I needed. It's weird because I don't even know why. No, it's because I switched majors, so I have a lot more credits than I need.
Oh, so you switch majors, but you have credits, but you don't have like credits for that major.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think you need 60 for your major,
Something like that.
something like that. Because I know we have different majors and there's different requirements for that for each
Yeah.
major.
Well, for my major, I needed 73 credits for biology, and then I needed 30 for chemistry. So
Uh,
it's been a
gotcha.
long haul, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long haul.
I think that's why I'm most excited to almost be done, because I know I'm never gonna have to take another 18-hour semester and cram my brain with that much information.
Fucking 18 hours. I've never taken an 18-hour semester. Highest I think I've
Really?
ever done is 17.
I did 18 my first 2 full years. So I wanted to be done in 4, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, I wanted to be done in 4, but then I kind of fucked around during COVID. COVID fucked me up really bad in
Same.
terms of me and my classes.
I got
So,
lazy and lost motivation.
yeah, same.
And then
Sorry, I'm still
getting
watching the soccer game while we're
You're
talking.
good. And then getting put back in the class was awful from COVID, because you were so used to just doing everything online, and then you have to show up to class every day and stuff like that again.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm excited to get this over with. Hopefully graduate because who knows, maybe God forbid I don't fucking graduate this semester, I'll graduate next semester.
I mean, you're still graduating at the end of the day. That's a dub.
Yeah, I'm just ready to walk across the stage.
Same. I feel you. Anything else about school you want to talk about?
Not really. I think that's basically it. I want to go back to my work shit. So basically, just something quick to talk about. I have like people I work there. Eh, maybe I don't want to get too much into it, but basically, some coworkers there, and they left. Whatever, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't really want to talk about this. Never mind. It's nothing big, but I just feel like there's no point in really talking about it. Then we can just go ahead and jump into some football.
Okay. I know it's super early, but I have my fantasy draft this year or this week.
This week, you mean this whole month, you fucker?
Well, yeah, we did like a long draft, and it's been a process.
Yeah,
But
explain how your draft was, man.
So basically, the commissioner of this league didn't want to. We're doing a 12-man league, 15 rounds. He didn't want to have to get everybody to schedule up in one night, because we had, like, I think it's like 5 of the dudes in there are West Coasters, so they live in the past when we live in the future, you know. So he just did a long
You're an
draft.
idiot.
He did a long draft, and it was, when you were on the clock, you had 8 hours, and the whole draft paused between 12 to, I think it was 12 to 7 in the morning or something. And I thought it started off kind of good, right?
Wait, so
So
it paused?
yeah, it paused overnight, but it
Oh,
kept going. Yeah, so it was so you wouldn't fall asleep, and you were on the clock, and you'd wake up, and it would have auto drafted for you. So he paused it
okay.
for
So
us.
that makes it a little better because I was talking about to you how like I thought it was kind of dumb, blah 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 blah. That makes it a little better. But it would be
Yeah.
kind of funny if some fucker would just awake at like 4 in the morning, purposely like to screw somebody up. Draft at like 4 in the morning.
Well, that's cool. I've never used. I don't know what fantasy apps you've used, but I've never used Sleeper before. And this thing sends you like a notification every hour you're on the clock. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you said you're using Sleeper, right?
Yeah.
That's like it's a quick question. Why were y'all using Sleeper?
So the commissioner doesn't like ESPN fantasy and he doesn't like Yahoo.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, we're just gonna use Sleeper. So that's what we did.
Okay, so I don't know if it's the same Sleeper, but Sleeper is a sports betting app that I am also
Oh no,
on.
it's the same Sleeper.
Okay, so yeah,
I've
that's the only
been
reason I know that.
finagling in their parlays when I'm go to make mine.
Because like when I saw that shit, when you said post like send a screenshot on the group chat about like your fantasy draft, I was on Sleeper. I was like, huh, what are they doing on there? Why
Yeah,
did they
but
use my promo code?
it's kind of cool. I was gonna say, so it's a 12-man draft. I know you're not
Uh-huh.
gonna give me very much of what you think about my draft because we have our
Yeah.
draft coming up, and you don't want me to take your ideas or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not giving you
So,
a single information.
anyways, I had the 9th pick, right? So before we sat down on the draft, I'm sitting there thinking like maybe I can get like Tyreek. He falls down. Maybe I'll get like someone I don't really want. Travis Kelsey falls into my lap, and I felt like I had to take him. Thoughts?
Huh. Tyreek Hill. Huh.
I wanted Tyreek, bro, but he got drafted 4th overall in this league.
Huh.
And then Bijan went 5th. Eckler went 6th. I
Wait.
forget.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought. Okay, never mind. I was about to lose it.
But Travis Kelsey fell all the way down to me at pick 9. And it was him or Stephon Diggs. And I was like, I feel like I should just take Kelsey.
Yeah, I think you fucked up. I think your team's ass.
Really?
I don't know, man.
Well, second round came around. I think I fucked up there because I picked Nick Chubb over Amon Ra. I really wanted Amon Ra, but I feel like Nick Chubb's going to go crazy without Kareem Hunt this year. Third round comes
Are you
around.
sure about that, buddy?
Third round came around, and I had to take Travis Etienne because there wasn't a wide receiver there that I was willing to reach for. And then it kind of fell apart from there. But yeah.
That's interesting. Very interesting, man. Like I said, I'm not speaking on fantasy football yet because not giving any of my thoughts, but I am excited for fantasy football this year.
Yeah. I know
It's
you
been
just say, oh, good.
I was just gonna say it's been a while since I won a championship. I'm currently the reigning champion in my division in our league. I'll say no, it's my league.
I know you said you won't give fantasy advice. What do you think of D-Hop this year?
I think it's just a high risk. Won't say if I think it's worth it or not worth it.
I think Ryan Tannehill can be good, but I don't know if D-Hop will be. But I have him on my team, and I'm kind of scared.
But that's the thing. You don't even know if Ryan Tannehill's gonna be the starter. You don't know if he's gonna be the starter for the whole year or what.
Yeah, it's a risk.
You don't know if you even want him to be the starter. Ryan
Well,
Tannehill might D Hop might be really good with Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Tannehill is just asked with the team, and then they switch him out, and then the new quarterback's really good for the team, but not good for D Hop.
we'll figure it out, man.
That's what happens with a lot of receivers. Like that's what happened with Garrett Wilson. He was really good with Joe Flacco,
They
but then
took
once they
him
put
out.
Zach Wilson in, Zach Wilson was doing good for the team, but then fucking Garrett Wilson started doing bad.
Yeah, I
That's what
remember I had
happens.
Gary Wilson. I was fuck, man.
Yeah. But I'm like I was saying, I'm happy for or not happy, but I'm looking forward to fantasy. Gonna try to get the league a little more active, so I can. So I was thinking about this the other day. Like it was brought up to my point to my attention the other day that, or not the other day, but like last season that I was kind of at a unfair advantage because I knew everybody in the league and everyone in the league didn't necessarily know each other. So it was kind of like unfair that I was able to make trades with everybody, and other people didn't really know each other, so they couldn't really communicate properly. So I'm gonna try to fix that this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we the group chat that we had last year that we made like midway through? Can we just have that from the beginning?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna make that in like this week or next week, but I'm still waiting on somebody to join the league. You know who that is?
Yeah. My thoughts. What's your ideas on doing like rewards for your league, like manager of the year and stuff? Or do you think manager of the year is just or owner of the year is just the same as like winning a championship?
Yeah, I mean, well, wouldn't it be the same thing as winning the championship?
Yeah, you're right. I just saw something that was like people who made like the most insane trades and stuff like that got manager of the year, or whatever they called it in their league. and they got like paid like $5, just like small shit like that.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just good. I'm just doing like I said, like it's besides the two people with $10 buy-in, winner gets all of it, or I'm gonna let the everybody decide if they want to do top three get paid or winner takes all.
Gotcha.
Like, so I don't. Everything's not set in stone yet. Like once everybody joins the league, I'm gonna get everything set up, ask people their opinions on what they want, and also like because I have the championship belt, but the championship belt's more just for like the entire league. I want to have like individual prizes. Like I was thinking like a trophy or like championship rings for whoever wins. Well,
That'd be sick.
I'll let the collective group decide, like have a vote what they would want.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Are
And
you?
as the
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say as the reigning defending champ, I would like a ring.
Are we gonna add any like weird twists to our fantasy league? Like no defense, extra flex, or something like that?
I thought about it, but I personally just really like the way it is right now.
Yeah, that
I
works.
think it's just perfect. Like I
That's
thought about adding like a second quarterback would be kind of fun, but I just think it's adding too much.
that's fair. I will say that's something the league that I drafted for this week did. We did so. What they do is the owner of the winner of the previous year makes a rule for that year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last year we had a rule where it was you could have a rookie in the league, or you had to start a rookie every single week. This
Mm-hmm.
year we're doing no kicker, extra flex player. So I think we're gonna get like insane scores this year.
Yeah, see, I like that stuff, but then I feel like you're taking away that clutch kicker like aspect of fantasy football. There's
Yeah,
sometimes where a kicker it'll come down to like it's like a 5 point game and your kicker's the last player and you're just hoping that he's able to get like hit a crazy amount of field goals or something like that.
that's fair.
Like there's so many times the a kicker can win or lose you a game.
I was just curious if you had anything like that you were planning on doing.
No, like I said, I thought about it, but I don't really see myself doing it. Like I know I
Mhm.
talked to you and our roommate about a potential like a second league that we could do where it'd be a dynasty league. Or like maybe we'd add some of these random rules.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I think a dynasty. I want to do a dynasty league really bad.
Yeah, I would do a dynasty league too. I don't know if ESPN football does one, so and maybe it would have to be on a different app because I just want to like trade all my players away for draft picks.
I will say Sleeper does a dynasty league, and there's a lot more rules that you can make on Sleeper that other apps don't have.
Okay, so I might look into that.
Like I don't like. I've always used ESPN Fantasy, right?
Uh huh.
So it's weird for me to get used to Sleeper because you know how in fantasy when you just like click edit roster and you can just click through however you want.
Uh huh.
Sleeper's different because you have to click on the position and manually set your rosters.
I feel like that's how ESPN is.
It's like I don't know. It's different. That's all I can say. I'll have to
Okay.
get used to it if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm assuming so because I used to play on NFL fantasy, and that was kind of I didn't like it
I didn't
compared to
like that one
ESPN.
either, bro. That's what the guy who you moved into room at our apartment. That's what he used to use, and I hated it.
Gotcha.
uh, since we're still on the topic of football, dude, Alvin Kamara got a 3-week suspension today.
Oh yeah, I just yeah, that is crazy. Fuck
I
Alvin
thought
Kamara.
I thought he was gonna get like a 6 day or 6 week, not 3. I feel like they kind of niced him with that.
I don't know. Personally, me, I don't think he should get suspension. Like, yeah, it
Really?
was an assault charge, but it got dropped. I think that's one thing I have against the NFL is the NFL will act as a judge and carry out a sentence without or I'm trying to think of a word here. Like they'll make a judgment regardless of the legal judgment. Because there's so many times a player will get charges will get dropped on the player or something like that, and then the NFL will still suspend or fine the player.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Because that's what happened with Alvin Kamara. I think the charges got dropped against him, but the NFL still decided to fine him, which I
Gotcha.
think is kind of dumb to me.
Yeah, I agree. What
Like
do
if
you
the player
think?
is taken to court, charges are filed, loses the case, whatever. Yeah, fine the guy, suspend him. But if there's like the charges got dropped and he's like not guilty of anything, and then what's the point of
Like
suspending him?
legally he's innocent, then you're
Yeah.
still yeah. What do you think of the people who have been gambling on NFL games that are getting like suspended indefinitely?
Uh, I think so. You can so there's like two different things. It's like you're allowed to allowed to gamble. You just can't gamble on team facilities, and then you can also not gamble on your own team. I think is what it said for the NFL. I think
Oh,
so. It's like weird, but regardless, I think it's dumb. I because like I think there should be a rule where you can't bet on your team to lose.
I
'Cause I
agree
think
with you.
at that point, then there's some insider trading.
But I feel like if you just bet on your team to win, that's not that bad because you're just betting on yourself at the end of the day.
But the thing is that something else could happen would be that like I understand why it's not a thing because I've always thought like, oh, just like let teams bet on who can win or that their team's gonna win or whatever. But
Hmm.
then some other player on a different team could be like, hey, dude, here's $10,000. Bet that your team's gonna win, and I'm gonna throw the game and just give me and we'll split the winnings.
Oh, that's
So
a good way to look at it.
I think that's the main problem is they just don't want gambling in the NFL at all.
Yeah. Well, that goes
I,
back to like boxing too. A lot of people think that they fix their matches. That's what the NFL thinks that's happening with gambling, I guess, or it's a
yeah,
potential.
yeah, I'm not sure. I personally am a gambler, and I know that like dopamine rush and the adrenaline that you get from it.
Yeah, it's
So
like next to none, bro.
yeah, so I don't want to. But again, like they already have money, but still the dopamine rush. I don't know. I think if it's against the rules, then you shouldn't do it. If there's kind of like ways you're allowed to do it, then that's okay. But I definitely think if there's certain rules where you're not that you shouldn't do, then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I
And
agree
you
with you.
should be fined and suspended for it.
Hmm.
Sorry, that was kind of I feel like that was another one of my I have a thought and I don't know where to stop it at.
No, you're good because you actually stayed on topic the whole time.
Okay, nice to know.
Yeah, like I was actually intrigued by what you were saying. Sometimes I zone out.
Yeah, but I'm excited that football's basically back. Had our first preseason game yesterday with the Hall of Fame. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game. I
The
don't think you
highlight.
said you didn't watch much of it. I didn't watch any of it either. Basically, I watched the first quarter and then once Dorian Thompson-Robinson came in.
Yeah, I watched a little bit. The highlight that I saw was just Aaron Rodgers on TV. That guy's a stud.
Okay,
I'm,
you want to
I'm
get
just
his weenie out your mouth?
I'm just kidding. I thought it was kind of cool that the Jets were up like 16-0 and the Browns had to come back, but it's the preseason, you know.
Yeah, I saw. It's funny because I saw a lot of people who were betting on the Jets to win
I
because
bet on the
Zach
Jets
Wilson
to
was.
win.
Yeah, I was checking. I was checking Flip and saw that.
I was like, "There's if well, the coach said Wilson was going to play a little bit more, so I thought he would play more than 20 snaps.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna play more too. That's why I bet money on him to have more passing yards,
He had
but he
that one
didn't.
insane pass, and then I guess the coach was like, "Yeah, that's enough out of you. You're QB2," and then just took him out.
Sorry, I was yawning. Yeah, I think he had a total of 62 yards, and that one pass he had was 40 yards. So
Yep,
besides that one pass, he had like 10 yards maybe.
pretty much.
But
What was cool is you usually don't see like QBs blocking people. That
huh.
Dorian Thompson dude risked it all against that linebacker for his running back.
Oh, whoa! Speak for yourself, man. Tom Brady was out there laying it out on the line, throwing out blocks, man. Greatest blocker in the
Thompson.
league.
Okay. Get his dick out of your mouth, man.
No, I'll gladly keep it in my mouth.
Okay.
No, but yeah, Dorian Thompson Robinson. I've been a big fan of his since college. Well, since so I knew of him in high school basically because he was with the class with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and all of them basically.
Mhm.
So he was with them, but he just obviously he wasn't as good as them, so he didn't get drafted as early as they did or as soon as they did. So he stayed in college for a little longer, and he was a dog in at UCLA. Well, it didn't really win anything too much. I think they were like maybe they lost like 4 or 5 games, but he was a dog. He was running all over the place, had some nice pass yards. I think he's a dog.
Yeah, he had an insane, I guess, like super senior year, like his 5th year.
Yeah,
He
his
went
senior year
off.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he has like the record, like the school record for like most pass yards and like touchdowns thrown there.
Yeah, he played 5 years.
Yeah, which you
He,
should after 5 years.
yeah, he had 21 touchdowns in his last, or no, 27 touchdowns in his last year with 3,000 yards. That's nuts.
Yeah, so, like, I liked him in college, so I was supporting him or pulling for him in the preseason game, Hall of Fame game or whatever. So I was excited to see him play, and it was nice seeing him win, throw out a block, throw a touchdown pass. It was just nice to see.
Yeah, he was putting it all out there. I saw a lot of people in Prize Picks Discord taking his passing prop. Thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, a lot of people are taking his rush prop too.
I told myself after last year I went and bet on preseason, and then I bet on preseason. So,
Yeah, I tell myself I'm not betting on preseason baseball or none of these sports, and here I am every week looking like a fool.
dude, I lost so much money in spring training for baseball.
Okay, that's just dumb.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Preseason's pretty volatile too, though, man.
Yeah, I mean anything that's before the actual official season starts for any sport is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm just ready for NFL to start. So ready.
Yeah, that's when you know you're a real DJ when you're betting on preseason for sports.
I think it's more of our excitement for it to come back than anything.
Nah, I'll just bet on it to bet on it. Nah, but yeah, it was more of the excitement because I just wanted to bet on something while I watched the game.
Even though it's preseason, like I will say, just watching a football game again felt so nice.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a huge soccer fan, but I unless it's the World Cup, I love football like over any sport. It's just everything about football just is excites me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But jumping over, I want to talk about this since we're already like at 30 some minutes. Uh,
Mhm.
jumping from football to football. Uh, have you been watching any of the Messi games, Miami games, or anything in the Leagues Cup?
So I haven't been watching a lot of the Messi or Leagues Cup, but I did watch yesterday's Charlotte FC game where they played against, I believe it was, I'm gonna say this wrong, so correct me. Cruz Azul.
I mean, yeah, if you want to say like a white person, yeah.
Okay, well we beat them in pens, and
You
our
can at least
goalie.
try. You can at least try to add like a little bit of an accent to it.
I can't, bro.
Like you're disrespecting my people, man.
Well, I said it correct me, man. But anyways, Kalina had an insane goal to win us the game, and we beat them in pens, and that was pretty hype to watch. But outside of that, I haven't really watched much.
Yeah, I didn't watch it just because I completely forgot about it, and I was working. I think so.
Mhm.
I completely like forgot about it, but it was nice. A nice. I think he saved two shots.
Yeah, he did, but I saw the game-winning one that he saved, which was it was kind of cool. I just think watching people save pens is entertaining because it's a pen, you know.
Yeah, nothing is better than So with this Leagues Cup, basically after 90 minutes, whatever should happen like in a normal game would be it's 90 minutes and then it's extra time. And extra
Yeah,
time is a total of 30 minutes, 15, yeah, 30 minutes. But I guess to make it more exciting, they got rid of the extra time and just added penalties.
yeah. I won't lie. I'm kind of happy they went to pens because I was so tired. I was like expecting overtime, and I was like, shit, like I'm gonna have to stay up. And then they went to pens, and I got kind of hyped.
Like I like it just because I'm a big fan of penalty shootouts. Or not a big fan, but it's fun to watch. Just like it's a one-on-one, basically first to five wins or whatever. So it's
Yeah,
very entertaining to watch, but I do hate that they kind of got rid of extra time because extra time you kind of have to dig deep, and after like 90 minutes, you have to keep going for another 30 minutes.
yeah. Whoever
That's like
wants it
when
more.
whoever wants it more. But yeah, they got rid of that, which is I think it's kind of a little dumb, but it is exciting to watch the penalty shootouts.
Mhm.
But like I guess there's nothing much to talk about Messi, but I mean him and Miami have actually been doing pretty well. Like he's been scoring. I think he's got 5 goals already.
Dude, he had a hat trick, right?
No,
Give me a second to Google.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't because he scored 1 goal and then he scored 2 goals and then he scored 2 goals
Oh,
and he has 5 goals in 3 matches. That's what it is.
oh no, against Dallas on 5 when they beat FC Dallas 5-1. Apparently, he got a hat trick.
Are you sure about that?
I just looked up Messi hat trick Inter Miami, and the first thing says Messi super hat trick Inter Miami versus Dallas, and then the next one's Inter Miami versus FC Dallas Messi hat trick.
They haven't played Dallas yet though.
It says like 8 hours ago they beat him 5-1.
They play him tomorrow at 9:30.
And what are these videos?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I've watched every single one of his games, and he hasn't played Dallas yet. Because
I don't
he's
understand what these videos are then.
like again, his first game he scored 1 goal. His second game he scored two, and then his third game he scored two.
Then I don't know what these YouTube videos are. But anyways, he's been dogging him, which I
Yeah,
mean
he's
that's
been
expected
dogging.
from Messi.
Yeah, like you put in like the world's best player. Well, maybe he's not like the world's best player right now, but like one of the best players of all time into a pretty bad league. And I won't say pretty badly, but I'll say somewhat above average league. Like he's gonna look insane.
Yeah.
It makes me really want to go see him, but the tickets, man, so expensive.
Plus, he might not even be playing at Charlotte. That's the annoying part.
Yeah, whatever.
Have you looked
That's
more into
fake
that?
news. No, I haven't had time.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh,
kind of
but
glad I
like,
warned you about it. Now that I know that you didn't know about it.
no, yeah, I actually am. Because that's actually been on my mind, thinking about like, oh, maybe Dude might not even play. I feel like he probably would, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends if he wants to risk his career.
Speaking of the League Cup, I know you want your favorite team to win it.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you would be okay with winning?
I mean, Charlotte FC, big Charlotte FC fan, but I preferably would want to see Club America win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's my number one team, regardless of Charlotte FC.
Mm-hmm.
Like
We used
the
to
thing,
support them before we were even a thing.
what happened?
You were supporting them like way before Charlotte FC was even thought of.
Who Club America?
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker. I was like born supporting them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But I think so. Basically, with the whole Leagues Cup, I didn't like the idea. I kind of hated it. I thought it was stupid. I think so. I still think it's a stupid idea for the Mexican clubs because I feel like they're not really gaining anything from this league. Like
yeah.
like they like Mexican clubs only really care about the cup that they like their league.
Hmm.
That cup, that's the only cup that really has any meaning for any Mexican clubs. So so like Mexico, like my favorite team lost the other day, but like they weren't even like starting like they didn't have their main starting lineup in the game. So it's like they're not really taking it necessarily serious. So I didn't like it at first, but now after like watching some of these games, it kind of is kind of nice to see like Mexican teams going up against MLS teams. Kind of seeing a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, I was gonna say even if they're not taking it as serious because they think like I guess NA or MLS isn't as good as they are. I guess because they're not taking it as serious. I still think it's sick because it's in a way it's like international play. It's kind of like our Champs League in NA. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a Champions League, but again, like, the Mexican teams don't really take that serious either. Even though we have like the most championships in Concacaf Champions League, but they don't
Yeah.
really take that serious either until like the championship or whatever.
Uh,
But like, I think it is still interesting. Like you said, it's nice seeing like international soccer between the two leagues.
it's just different than the normal stuff, which I just like.
Yeah, I think the format's kind of stupid, but yeah, it's nice to watch.
Hmm.
It's nice seeing, oh, like this Mexican team beat this MLS team, and this MLS team beat this Mexican team. Adds a little more rivalry to like Mexican fans and US fans.
Yeah, because we have been building a massive rivalry over the years.
Yeah. Like I also think it's kind of stupid because eventually I was just thinking about it, is like Mexican League the Mexican League basically nobody really wants to play in Mexico.
Hmm.
But the draw to play in the US is pretty high. Like Messi was decided coming here because he wanted to play in the US. So eventually the MLS is gonna be really big. Like I know for a fact it's gonna be huge in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Well, the
So
MLS
eventually
economy. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
but I was saying, but eventually, like if the Leagues Cup is still going on, eventually MLS teams are going to be insane. Actually, going to be really good, and it's just going to be pointless for Liga MX teams because they're just not going to be as good as MLS teams. It's going to be pointless for them to even play.
Gotcha. I know MLS is on a steady uprise, but our economy for MLS is like insane. Like they're not actually that bad of a league, economy wise.
What do you mean by economy wise?
Like I think they're. I saw a report like some video or something on Twitter talking about how they're. I think they're the sixth most spending league. or something. So like they're on scale with like the EU teams.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's just because a bunch of billionaires just buy the teams and that's it.
Yeah.
Like the Panthers owner paid for a spot for Charlotte FC, and he's like the seventh richest NFL owner. So he's got money to spend.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So it's not really like the MLS is bringing in money. It's more of just like the owners have money.
Yeah. Sure. Still nice to see like competition on a sport that hasn't been that big.
Yeah, I mean,
Start
I
to
definitely
develop.
think the MLS is gonna be, like I said, big in like 10, 15 years. I think it's gonna be, it's just gonna keep growing. It's gonna be huge in the next like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, maybe in 10 to 15 years when we're still doing this, we can talk about this day, like how small it used to
Yeah, okay.
be.
Uh, well, we're getting kind of late into the long, lengthy podcast, so I guess we can talk about these. I think these are short topics we can get into. You say you got a dirt bike?
Yeah, so basically my dad's or one of our family members has brought over like an old dirt bike. I think it's like a 1970s Honda or something.
Uh
And
huh.
he wanted it to get fixed basically, but it works pretty well. The only thing is it doesn't shift gears like when you want it to. So we've just been like going on joyrides with it and it's pretty cool because it's like an old vintage model dirt bike. So it's something I've never seen before.
Wow, dude, how come you haven't shown me this dirt bike?
Have I not?
No.
Remind me tomorrow to take a picture of it so I can send it to you.
Or is it that little tiny dirt bike that you took a picture on with your helmet on?
Yeah, it's that one, but it was the same model as that one, but it's a different one. They
Oh
have
yeah,
like
so
two
you
different
haven't
ones.
shown me, you fucker.
Yeah,
You haven't shown me or Ian in the group chat, you fucker.
I'll take a picture like tomorrow or something.
I'm
Just
telling
remind
Ian
me.
after this podcast is over.
Go for it.
I've actually always wanted a dirt bike.
Really?
I like four wheelers or ATVs, whatever people call them.
Four wheelers.
Yeah,
That's a
I
southern
think
thing.
we call them four wheelers, but they call them ATVs.
Yeah, that's like a southern thing.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's got four wheels. It's a four wheeler, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted. I've always liked dirt bikes, and I've rode four wheelers. So I've always wanted a dirt bike because of my experience on a four wheeler. I feel like you have more, what's it called, movement with a dirt bike, right?
Yeah, you can go faster, but it's also a little bit more scary because you don't have four wheels.
Yeah. See, I'd be going really slow on my dirt bike if I had one. I'm going
Really?
like, yeah, 20 miles per hour.
So I know I just said that this one has like problems gear shifting. It won't shift from like third to second or second to first very well. And there
Uh
was
huh.
one point where I was clicking the shit out of it trying to get it to upshift and it didn't, so I had to just plant my feet on the ground and hope it stopped. It's kind of scary, but
I'm gonna get a text from you one day where you just be like, dude, I couldn't change gears, so I had to bail and jump off of the dirt bike. I broke
I
my
just
arm,
have
dude.
I'm like in a hospital bed.
Yeah, you just had to bail off like a cliff or some shit.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
So
funny.
that happened this week. That was kind of cool. We just been trying to fix the transmission on it.
Yeah. I think you've also been a nerd lately,
Yeah,
right?
I have, dude. So I set a goal during the summer. Well, not a goal, but after I've been doing like the job search for so long and couldn't find a part-time one, I told myself I would like start reading, I guess. And so far, bro, I'm down. I think it's let me count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm down like 5 books this summer.
Jesus Christ, what have you read?
I've read Stephen King Blaze, Stephen King The Institute, uh, Stephen King Billy Summers, another Stephen King book, and then like basically the Hunger Games woman. She like made another book, so I read that one. But I've been having a lot of fun reading for some reason. I've been like a geek.
You ever heard of this guy who writes books? I think his name is Stephen King. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all I read, man. I'm a nerd.
It's so cringe, man.
No, so I will say I used to love Stephen King, and then I read it. And if you never read it, the people who have read it will understand it because it's like a 900-page book, and it made me never want to pick up another Stephen King book in my life. And then I did this year, and it's been kind of nice,
Sorry, I was yawning again. Why didn't you want to pick up another book?
dude. Because that book was 900 pages.
Was
It
it
made
boring
me
or something?
no, it was good, but it was it's so hard to explain. You know the movie how it felt really really elongated.
I've never watched the movie.
You never watched it?
No.
I thought we did in a part. Anyways, it felt like it went on forever and ever and ever, and I wanted it to stop, and then after that, I was just like, "I'm never reading another Stephen King book in my life." And then I
Hey, it's
did.
crazy, man. It's almost like you can just stop reading and close the book and
Yeah,
you're
but it's
done.
900 pages, so, like, you're never gonna be finished, you know, if you just do
Yeah, I
that.
guess.
So then I finally finished, and I was like, "I'm never picking up another book like this." And now I'm back on him, so.
Yeah. I've always wanted to get into reading. I feel like I've told you that before.
Mhm.
Like I've been able to sit down and like read like maybe like 20, 30 pages of a book. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty nice. And then like the next day comes around, I'm just like, oh, I'll just read the next day. And it just keeps happening and I just never get to it. It's hard for me
Yeah.
to this is kind of what I have with a lot of things. It's kind of hard for me to really like convince myself to sit down, stop, put my phone away, and just do something, whether that's reading or anything else in life. It's really hard for me to do that, and that's
Yeah.
my issue with reading. Why, and that's why I've never really gotten into reading.
See, my issue with reading was in high school, I felt like it was so forced upon you to read that it just took out the enjoyment from reading for me.
They
Because I
forced you to read in high school.
Yeah, so we had to read, like, To Kill a Mockingbird and, like, those books and stuff and then write reports on them. So, after having being forced to read a book and write a report, it kinda just killed my drive to want to read because I had no want to read again, you know? Because I felt like I was just forced to read.
Okay, yeah. So I have that same story. I guess I had that same issue with, or not issue, but I guess I had the same experience with having to read certain books. So I have a funny story. So I forget what the name of the book was called. I don't know if you had to read it.
Mhm. Go Can you give,
No,
like,
no,
a synopsis of what it
no, no.
was?
I wasn't going to. I was just trying to think real quick.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't remember much about it. That's the thing. But basically, so with a lot of books that like schools require you to read for like a class, like for English or whatever, I would read most of it and then just never finish the book. So I would
Yeah,
just get most what I would need to like pass the class, like be able to write papers on it, pass tests, whatever. So I would just do that, get read enough to get by, whatever.
that's pretty much what I did, and that's why I hated reading because I felt like if I was to read, it was for an assignment.
Uh huh. So basically, we had to do like some final. We had a final for that the book that we we're reading. And what we had to do was we had to go up in front of the entire class and give like a summary, and we also had to write down a summary. So I never finished the book. So
Yeah,
basically, I had no idea how it finished. So I assumed that somebody died in the book. So in my like summary of like written down summary, I wrote like blah blah like this girl like oh she lived a good life. She wrote down like a note wishing like everybody. No, okay. I thought she committed suicide. That's what
yeah.
it is. She died, but I think she got murdered, and I thought she committed
Oh,
suicide.
so you made, like, a
So
huge mistake.
yeah, so in my summary, I'm basically writing down how she like left a letter to her family, how she like loved them, wished them the best, like this isn't their fault, like she just couldn't do it anymore. So I wrote that in my summary. And as like I'm sitting there and like everyone's so you had to go up there and like present and give like your summary. And as I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like listening to everybody give their summary on the book, and they're explaining how she got murdered. And I'm like, this is not what I wrote down. So I'm just listening to everybody give their own summary, and I'm just like, dude, when I go up there, I'm gonna have to bullshit this and explain to them how she got murdered, and I don't even know how she got murdered.
Yeah,
So that's just something I remember from high school because I always remember how I just didn't finish the book and I just completely like gave the wrong ending in
yeah,
my written report.
fair enough.
Sorry, that was my weekly rant
You're
or
good.
rambling in the rambling.
My main problem with books is I can't ever find books that, like, I'm truly interested in reading. So when I find them, I've been wanting to buy them recently because 'cause I'm like,
I,
"I'm
I
actually
have
gonna
that
read that."
issue too because I would always see my friends in, like middle school reading those. What was it? The like the Harry Potter books were big. The Hunger Game books were big.
Yeah, I
Divergent
love
was
Hunger Games.
big.
Divergent.
Um, the other ones that were big were the Percy Jackson books were big,
That was,
and
like,
then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there was
Elementary school.
there was something after Percy Jackson that was by like the same writer. I think that was also like really big.
Yeah, so it was the Percy Jackson trilogy, and then he came out with a second trilogy. I don't remember what it was. Sea of Monsters or something?
No, no, that was still in this Percy Jackson
Oh,
stuff, but he came out with some. I'm gonna look this up because
there was a second trilogy. The Heroes of Olympus.
is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
There's one with like something Apollo.
Uh,
Oh yeah, this is
the
the one.
demigod
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah, this is it.
that one was
Yeah, so
huge.
he came out with this one. I saw people in my middle school reading this. So I was like, dude, that looks kind of fire. So I kind of wanted to get into that, but I never got into it.
Yeah,
I just
it's
can't.
it's hard to. I know what you're saying. That's why I used to hate Stephen King too, because it takes a while in his like wind up for books to get really into it, if that makes sense.
Uh huh.
But the few I read, one of them was about like it's a serial killer, right? But he's a hitman. Like people pay him to take out other hitmen, but his thing is he will only take them out if they're bad people.
Gotcha.
So I
Like,
got
see,
really
I
into that
don't
one.
mind build ups because like I love movies. I can watch any movie and they can take forever with the build up. I don't mind that. So hard for me to sit down and like motivate myself to just read.
Oh no, I agree. But now that I've been doing it more, I understand why people do it, if that makes sense. Like it's actually soothing.
Yeah, like I said, I just can't get behind it. I'm impressed that you're able to do it. Like
Yeah.
I've always admired people who can sit down and read a book.
Hmm. It's definitely hard to stay on.
Yeah, I remember
But
this random thought, but I remember one time we went to like I think it was a bookstore, and I just you were talking about some Lord of the Flies, I think is what it was,
yeah.
and you just kept talking about. It. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking book. Get over it.
That book is incredible, bro. That shit was what made me fall in love with reading, honestly.
Here we go, nerd.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, go read your book, you nerd.
It is currently 1 in the morning. I'm going to bed.
Wow.
Well, anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. I had something else, but I don't really. So basically, I got a new phone, but it's still in the process of being shipped, so I don't have it yet. So that'll probably be on the next rambling episode of
Yeah,
my
sure.
experience with my new phone.
I always hate when you buy a new phone, you have to like transfer everything from your old one to the new one. I hate that shit so much.
Yeah, well, we'll get. I'll probably have to do that, so that'll be on the next rambling episode. My
Yeah, fair enough.
experience with transferring to the new phone.
Since we're not cheap and we have Samsungs though, they give us an app to transfer everything a lot quicker.
Well, I think Apple has a quick way to do it too.
Oh, do they? I just know
Yeah,
when I transfer mine, I just put my phone next to my other or on top of my other one, and it just like send it off.
yeah, I think Apple has something similar to that now.
Oh, sheep over there, man.
Yeah, a bunch of sheep.
Do you want an outro?
Nah, you got it, man. That's all I got. I feel like I'm getting more stuffy as the podcast has gone
I think
on.
you've stayed pretty consistent. I think.
Nah, like I can feel myself being extra congested now.
Well, I think. Yeah, I don't know. But as always, guys, we appreciate all the support we've been getting. I want to just give a quick shout out to you guys on TikTok because we just hit 1,000 uh, followers, and I think that's really sick that we did that. And I think it's been 3-4 months, maybe. We're almost at 100 subs on YouTube. Appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, wait. Before you end this off, just want to shout out the sponsor again before, since we've only shouted them out once. If anyone wants to use our code again, what's our code,
Oh yeah.
Ryan?
So go to Dubby Energy and just use code BT Perception for 10% off on all your purchases. And we appreciate you guys if you guys go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this has truly been a rambling. As always, guys. See you next time.